Hello everyone, welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. It has been a long time. I uploaded 2 previous videos I had recorded, but to give you an account of what was going on, a large number of videos started randomly getting copyright flagged for one specific audio track, one specific song. And so I had contacted the developer, and the developer was super kind and let me know that all the music was composed by one individual and they hold the rights to the music, and they were kind enough to give me their email address. Now, me being a natural procrastinator and the fact that I don't get a lot of views, I was in no rush to contact the composer. And so it's like I took my time, and then just the other day, it was this past weekend, I got to sit down, work on the email for the composer, when I noticed that every single one of the copyright claims for Dragonfall was gone. I don't know what happened, but the composer, and I never contacted the composer, removed all the claims. So a huge shout out to the composer of the music, which I absolutely love the music in this game, for doing that. That was either however they were told, they found out, something like that, and the problem was fixed. Thank you so very much. That was very kind of you to fix it upon your own accord. Me being the procrastinator and all that. So, yes, I want to just do that a little bit there. And now get back into this and see where possibly this last video will take us. I don't know. So, yes. And yes. Let's see. Hi, Sushi. Ooh, do you want cuddles? Looks like I have but one option here. And if it's a short video, it's a short video. I don't know. So, are you gonna go plop? Plop? You gonna go down? Come on, you gonna lay down? She's blocking the mouse right now. You gonna flop? Flop. Oops. There we go. Let's open this up. Hey. Looks... the final room. Alright. There you are. Oh, shoot. The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his console, glancing up at you when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke circling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the lab table in front of him. Hey, kitty. Now she's walking around again. Come on. There you go. The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has the strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Green Winter's DVD. This is Dr. Adrian Vauclair. As you approach, he stops what he is doing. A look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat, and a harsh, rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. So you're the Shadowrunners that Aldrin warned me about. I assume you left a trail of corpses in your wake. Oh? Is Aldrin around? I've got a message for him from Paul Armsell. If you wish to speak with my security captain, that can be arranged. He reaches down, flips a switch. You hear a loud thud and click behind you as the door locks shut. You find that the blast door behind you is sealed, and that the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution. We keep our test subjects in there, and they are far more dangerous than you. He takes a drag from his cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm, Shadowrunner. You will remain trapped where you are, for your own good. I'm thinking about the options here. Break the glass between you and Valclaire. The hell I will. I'm guessing that due to this room, that glass could not be broken unless by a very strong adept. I don't think we're there quite yet, but something to consider. Edgar, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? Why don't you come out of your little fishbowl and play? Let us out of here, Valclaire. We need to talk. I'm gonna, actually, you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna see if I can break the glass. You launch yourself at the window, your shoulder slammed into the hard surface of the heavy thud. Despite your efforts, the window doesn't budge. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. The window between us is made of decoyed treated transplast. Do whatever you like, you'll find that it's quite unbreakable. The bastard's right, nothing we carry can even scratch decoyed. That glass is essentially sheathed in diamond. We need military-grade explosives to crack it. We're stuck in here. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why the hell you've so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, then drive all the way out to the countryside, and finally you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forward, hands on the table, his eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you? And why in God's name are you here? Let's see. You first. Tell me what's going on here. Now? No. We came to find you, Valclaire, to help us stop Freischwing. Except the Firewing wasn't the one after us. After all, it was you all along, wasn't it? Yeah. Valclaire sighs, covers his face with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Freischwing. That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I am the one who has been hunting you. The one who sent Apex and Aldrin after you. You're going to pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the Crow's Bazaar, Vauclair? Why kill Paul Armsell? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work, for the greater good of all. I know I have wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs a long, rattling sigh that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. He collects himself, continues, I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have the time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now, I must know. How did you learn that I was still alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? Now his brother is dead, and that was the person who hired us. Let's see. Your brother said you were the world's only hope to stop Forshwang from returning. Your brother got us into this mess. He hired us to break into your estate. We pieced the rest together from his journals. We found out about you from your brother, Vauclair. He was trying to find you, right up until the end. I'm liking the third one, honestly, there. Well, there was an antiquated DVD storage device, a bunch of talk about Dragonfall. Oh, and the bloody corpse of a guy named Green Winters. Maybe you knew him? I'm liking the third one because it just puts it right in his face. This one is very sarcastic. So yeah, I'm going to go with the third one here. Vauclair stares and the sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table in a cloud of ash. A look of dread fills his face. Up until the end? Oh, I'm sorry, Sushi. It's okay. There you go. Oh, game keyboard back in place. It's okay, Sushi. If you want to come back, you can come here. Sushi, leave the spot alone. It's okay. Sushi, do you need your cone? We're gonna have to watch that spot. She's a little stressed. Excuse me a moment. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Sushi is stressed, so there may be more interruptions. We'll see how it goes. And sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table in a cloud of ash. A look of dread fills his face. Up until the end? What do you mean? Where is Hermie? Explain yourself. Oh, you mean you didn't know? You killed him too, just like Paul and Monica. Oh. I'm not going to say sorry. I'm not going to say sorry, dog. So it's between this one and this one. Hermie's great. I mean, dead as a doornail. Somebody's pet AI fried his brain. But other than that, he's great. I want to do this. He slumps into the chair next to him, his whole body shaking. I didn't... He is suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex. He clutches his chest. I should have never trusted that thing. He closes his eyes, and a tear traces its way down to the gaunt hollow of his cheek. Oh, Hermie, the things I've sacrificed. All for this. All for... Panacea? all for tonight. Okay. Panacea. Your modified virus. What's tonight, Doctor? What are you planning with Panacea? He looks up dazed, his eyes unfocused. Yes. You know about it then. Panacea is my life's work. A permanent solution to an age-old problem. It will mean the end of dragons. Not just Freshwing. All dragons. Genetically engineered virus of some kind that will attack all dragons and kill them? Let me get this straight. You had a bad experience with one dragon, so now you're going to wipe out an entire species. There are quite a few dragons out there, Doc. Powerful dragons. I don't think they'll support your plan. Oh, why didn't you say so? The plan doesn't sound so crazy at all. No. And I'm sure you have your reasons, I just don't care. No. Yeah, wipe out an entire species. And because the dragons are sentient, I would call it genocide. While Claire fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette, he lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhales, the words spill out with the smoke. The Firewing burned and murdered and caused untold damage in her bestial rage. Until the Dragonfall, until I stopped her. But that destruction was merely a symptom of a greater cancer. Freshwing wrought destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, Lofweir, Dunkelzan, Seldry, they kill and conquer with subtler tools, deception, manipulation, corruption. He spits with disgust. They use us as pawns, playing pieces, puppets in their millennia long machinations. I think I know the word, I just having trouble pronouncing it. The funny thing is, they do these plans. Some of them are in charge of corporations and things like this, like owners of corporations. But if it wasn't a dragon, it would be a human, doing the exact same thing. As technology with their blood magic and if it's not one sentient being, it's going to be another. You're going to wipe out everyone, Doctor? You're going to wipe out every sentient being upon this planet to stop others with power from using people as pawns? Sorry. No way. Oh yes, dragons are a cancer. One that will conquer, or worse, destroy all of humanity if we don't stop it. One that mysticized in the world awakened. Mysticized? No. Fuck. Now I can't pronounce that word. Metastasize. I think that's it. It's a term for cancer. An ironic metaphor, since it was the failing of my own body that allowed me to see it. Go on. Let me guess. You have cancer. Cut to the chase, Doc. I saw the notes. I know Pantea is a stable variant of Doom. Whatever you're doing, it can't be good. That's nice. Now can we jump to the part where you're doing something horrendous and I have to stop you? No. Let me guess. You have cancer. Late stage 2. If I had my guess, I'd say leukemia. He is racked again by violent coughing, allowing it to subside. Takes another long drag of a cigarette, the ash creeping closer and closer towards his mouth. Your friend is correct. I suffer from cancer of the blood, brought on by the radiation of the socks. No doubt. It was when I heard my doctor's diagnosis that I realized what I had to do, what my life's work would be in the time that I had left. I'm sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I failed you. Valclair turns his attention back to the computer. Stubs out his cigarette. He grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Well, hey, if you already have cancer, why not chain smoke? Tonight I'll release my Pantea to the world. And how absurd that the instrument of Dragonkind's destruction. He presses a button on the terminal, and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly open. We carried a dragon will be carried by Freshwing herself. Through the glass, you see the prostrate form of a dragon far below. An enormous set of shackles binds it, and a maze of tubes snake into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that's been mounted to the wall. Son of a bitch. Look at that. He found her alive in the socks after all. Tonight, the Firewing will fly again. Infected with Pantea, she will slowly be destroyed from within. But before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for global transmission of the virus. Catalyst? What catalyst? As if spurred on by the sight of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously in his terminal. Freshwing's fire will carry the agent in its dormant state. Any metahumans exposed will become carriers. Will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with Pantea as well. But it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it is a nuisance, nothing more. When... This can't go wrong. No way. When a critical mass of carriers is achieved, my Pantea will become unstoppable. It will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, become inert. Hence, the need for a ground zero. A flashpoint for a mass infection event. He looks to the ceiling, mumbling to himself. I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your flux state. But that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. Hang on a sec. You're going to sick the Firewing on Berlin? Hold on a sec. What exactly are you going to do to Berlin? He continues his work, filled with a feverish energy. To save the world, yes. For Pantea to work, Berlin must burn. A sacrifice. one for the greater good. Firstwing will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die, and through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's metahuman population will be exposed, but no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The flux state lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evaluate their own. Thousands will flee the city, infected. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie, Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no, but this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice. So let us see. He squints at the screen. Tonight's wind pattern dictate that Ground Zero be Tempelhof, Schönberg, highly populated. The virus will spread quickly enough from there. That's only a few kilometers from the Crisp Bazaar. Don't do it, Valclair. I swear I will make you hurt if you do, and I'll make it last. Valclair sighs, shuts his eyes tight, brings a shaking hand to his temple. We all know that this is not going to happen. You're trapped here, impotent to stop this from happening, and it will happen. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, flushes out another from the pack, and lights it with the first. Then he returns to his console, reaching to the side for a microphone. He mutters something into the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name Audrin. When he turns to address you again, his voice is level. The shaking in his hands seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Don't worry, you will not be harmed. The sacrifice that I'm making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped. But so long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you too. Oh, how are you going to get Frostwing to go along with this plan of yours? Oh, that's simple enough. He gestures to his left. She has no choice. What? Oh my, is this like a possession thing? The gaunt woman in the containment cell stands rigidly, her face pressed against the glass, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. She appears frightened, disoriented, lost. Her mouth moves silently, her voice muted by her glass cage. So the stories Green Winters found were true. Firstwing's astral form was separated from her body when she fell. The dragon's a shell? Oh, that's twisted. You trapped it somehow. Our answer is to free the spirit form. Yes, but that came later. In 2012, we took down Firstwing with an experimental weapon. This device, suffice it to say, I couldn't fully predict how it would affect her. In 2036, I led a search team into the Sox. I had to know what really happened to the creature that I had slain. We found her alive, in a way. The dragon's astral form, her spirit, you might say, had been ripped from her body by the weapon. It was trapped inside a young woman living in the Sox. A mob of glowpunks revered her, treated her like a goddess. I transported the young woman and the dragon's body here, where I could study them. You mean that she's been in the cell for almost 20 years? The old man nods absently. No choice. A creature separated from his astral form cannot live more than a few hours before both die. It was the highly intense radiation of the socks, combined with the magical creature inside of her, that allowed the woman to live for so long as she had. So, Barclay seems to almost eager to explain. The environment within her containment chamber mirrors that of the socks. It allows us to keep Freshwing alive all these years, while her bestial shell remains chained up below. Now, as for her physical form, that will be simple as well. Wow! That's a nice sentence there. We've drilled a series of electrical charges directly into her skull. When we release the Freshwing's body, empty of her astral self, we will trigger all of the vicious instincts and primal urges left in her reptilian brain. She will unleash her fire where we command it. That's horrific, even for a mass-murdering dragon. He shakes his head. Misplaced empathy. That beast blazed a path of fiery destruction across Germany. But no matter. I have more important things to do than to debate the morality of this with you. Freshwing must fly. Berlin must be sacrificed, and it must be tonight. Now where is Dame Audrin? You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is. Mass murder. Beauclair stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan? The myopic would say, yes, just as you are now. But they did it for a cause. To shorten the agony of war, to save the lives of thousands upon thousands of soldiers. And where they dropped it, I think only relatively in history have most of the effects of that radiation of the bomb droppings have subsided enough that it's not affecting newborns. The damage done by those bombs could easily arguably be said that the after effects were far worse than not using them. But there was no way to predict that at the time. Kind of like this. Yeah, temporary right now. Wow, this solution might work. And then it takes 6, 7, 8 decades for the effects to actually subside, causing far more destruction. Oh, I wish I had etiquette academic here. You know that America was pretty divided on the morality of the act, right? Some even considered it a crime against humanity. Yeah, that's true. The old man is trembling now. I do the same for the good of the world. Okay. I'm not liking the last option. Oh, sure. Except we're not at war with dragons, and his rebuttal will be, we are at war because of pawns, and that kind of thing. I'm sure that's where that would go. I'm not buying it, Doc. Ending a war and exterminating an entire intelligent species are two very different things. They are. Don't be so self-righteous. We drive new species to extinction every single year on this planet. Dragons, at least, we have cause to destroy. Yeah, well, I can say I'm going that about too, yeah. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply. But dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, sea through sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they have allowed us to do the heavy lifting, while they pull the strings. Excuse me. There are 17 great dragons in the world today. 17 ancient worms, millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 pillars of gold to nest upon, in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected, laid waste to entire armies. But here in the sixth world, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seethes with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers, and acquisitions. You see it every day. Dragons on the Tridio. In the boardrooms, they gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not in the next, but one day one worm will stand alone, triumphant, with all of humanity as its cattle, with all the world as its prize. And then he trembles, his voice dropped to a whisper. That I will not allow. Okay. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You've already made mistakes here, and people died as a result. I don't know what you're planning about, Claire, but if it is a killed dragon, no, I don't want that. I've heard enough of this, Claire. You're nuts. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You've already made mistakes here, and people died as a result. Valkyrie looks at me as mistakes. He uses the tip of his cigarette to gesture at the glass. So says the career criminal trapped in the containment room. I've read some of your inter-office communications. There have been a number of deaths here over the years, haven't there? He pauses. We've suffered losses, yes. They were tragic. But the people here accept that there would be risk. They made their own choices. I won't take blame for that. I get that they made their own decisions, but from what I was reading, it sounds like those people died from your negligence. Basic lapses in lab safety, it said. No, of course you wouldn't. Yeah. We hit him with the technology. He glares at you through the glass. Is there some point that you're trying to make, or are you just trying to anger me? My point is that everyone makes mistakes, even you, and yet you want to roll the dice with a biological weapon. My point is that everyone makes mistakes, even you, and yet you want to roll the dice with a biological weapon. It will work. I'm telling... Yeah, sure, somehow I didn't find your reassurance. Yeah. Bet you told your researchers that their lab would be safe too. Look how that turned out. The muscles at the corner of his mouth tightened. Why am I even talking to you? You're trapped in there, and I've still got work to do. Aldrin will be here for you soon enough. The old man turns away from you, studying some invisible detail on the console. We are in a wickedly hard fight right now. This is probably the most challenging fight that we've done in this game. And it's the fight of words and the fight of wits. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was that really worth it? Even if you succeed at this, eliminate Drake, no. Your plan may have problems, but you're right, it's... No? Okay. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Claire's fist slams into the table, sending his cigarette flying in a cascade of sparks and ash. No! Nothing can make that right. Nothing. He runs his hand through his unkempt hair, blinking through a haze of sudden tears. Damn it, Hermie. Why couldn't you just let me go? Listen, okay. This is a critical point here. Let's take a look at these. You don't have to add to his loss, Doctor. This doesn't need to continue. Listen to reason, Vauclair. Would Hermie want you to do this? And I don't like the last one because that pulls away. We hit him personally. And I think that's where we need to continue. It's this personal attack using his brother's death. So I think it's number 2 here. Listen to reason, Vauclair. Would Hermie want you to do this? You did not know my brother, Shadowrunner. Do not presume to speak to me on his behalf. Hermie would support me in this if he knew what I know. Unless he was as crazy as you are. I doubt that. His lips curl. My brother is dead, and you make light of it. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Rest assured, Berlin will burn tonight, and my brother, wherever he is, will understand. He turns and punches a series of buttons. No, I think we blew that. When he turns back, he seems to have calmed somewhat, but there's a firmness to his tone that wasn't there before. My plan is not without its flaws. The human cost will be high, and I will concede that a better plan to our salvation might exist, but I don't know what it is. I wish that I don't have to sacrifice so many, Shadowrunner. I wish that Hermie hadn't had to die. Vauclair. His voice thunders through the intercom, cutting you off. But this solution is here, now, in my hands, and I choose to take it. Through the speakers you can hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. Audrin, good. It's about time you showed up. Sorry, Doctor. We were waking up the dragon's physical form. It required some care, but this procedure is ready to begin now. You should see to it. The orc sneers at you from behind the glass. His scarred features writhing in the dancing light of the Vauclair's monitor. Looks like you trapped the thugs who were attacking the manor. Yes, they won't be a problem any longer, but with Apex gone, our security is still compromised. We best still hurry. Oh, and Audrin, don't forget to clean the containment unit afterwards. The virus will kill Freshwing, along with the rest, and when it dies, our astral form will perish as well. Human host or no. We're going to stop you, Vauclair. We'll find a way. Edgar's lips curl into a snarl, and we'll make it painful. Aldrin twists suddenly towards the glass. Quiet! Everything's ready in the chamber, Dr. Vauclair. I think you should start the procedure yourself. Vauclair brings his cigarette to his mouth and inhales sharply, holding it for a long moment. Yes, my friend. He looks up to the ceiling. It is time, Hermie. Let's do some good. Vauclair stubs out his last cigarette with a heavy sigh. I will begin the infusion process. Aldrin, please make sure our guests here are securely locked away before you come down. I'm sorry, Bellung. Sorry for your friend Paul Armsell. Sorry for Frau Schoeffer. Sorry for the Chris Bazaar. Sorry for Berlin. I wish there was another way. Let's see. Like hell you do, I think you get off on this. The power of it all. You saved Germany from a dragon once, and it gave you a messiah complex. An elaborate plan to destroy an entire species. A massive underground fortress with an army of mercenaries. You sound just like a dragon, Doc. You're not the same man who once saved Germany from Firewing. If I get out of here, Vauclair, I'll be saving Berlin from you. There's still time, Vauclair. You could find another way before you die. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I like this. This number 2 here, you sound just like a dragon, is the exact same thing as go fuck yourself by insulting the species that he wants to destroy. Like, and saying that he is one. Yep, I'm going with this one. There is... Yeah. This is a go fuck you. An elaborate plan to destroy an entire species, and a massive underground fortress with an army of mercenaries. You sound just like a dragon, Doc. Fire flashes in Vauclair's eyes. His back straightens. And what do you presume to know of dragons? I've spent my entire life studying them. We're getting him to talk more. Okay, let's see. Then you should see my point. You're acting like a dragon. I know that fires will pale in comparison to... No? Look at yourself. You're nothing more than the other side of the same coin. Those in power manipulating those who aren't. Perhaps I am, but for one difference. I am a man. I am finite. A man can gain power, wield it for his lifetime, but nothing more. His work will fade, lost to the inevitable entropy that decays all. Oh, he must create a dynasty that will stand for a time. Oh, he may create a dynasty that will stand for a time, but his dust will not reap its benefit. Vauclair's voice is steady now. For a moment, his age, illness, and fatigue fall away. Dragons are immortal. Time means little to them. What they will, and no power can truly stop them unless it's death itself. War, plague, famine, natural disaster, setbacks, merely setbacks. Avarice, eternal. No, Shadowrunner, I am not one of them, no more than you are. Vauclair looks down for a long moment, then turns and exits the room. Aldrin turns to stare at you through the glass, his lips curl into an innocent smile. Hi again. Long time. How's Armcell doing? That hole in his brain pan healed up okay? Glory fixes the orc with a cold stare. Taunt all you want. If we get out of here, you'll wish you never set foot in the Chris Bazaar. The burned orc knocks on the heavy transplant window, separating you. Afraid that's not going to happen. This lab's locked down tight. Like the doc said, the test subjects that they keep in here, they don't play well with others. Dangerous, nasty things. And he's about to push a button to release them. And they don't smell great either. But you'll see for yourself in a second. Okay, you've probably got family in Berlin, Aldrin. This is a cheap shot, and I'm going to take it. Nah, it's a basic level insult test. No, you've probably got family in Berlin, Aldrin. You don't want to see him die, do you? Dr. Valclaire's my family, asshole. He's a great man, a man of vision. And I'm going to make sure that his vision becomes reality. He checks his monitor. Listen, I gotta go. Have fun with the test subjects while I'm gone. He grins and flips a switch on the console. You hear the hiss of doors sliding open nearby. If you're still alive when I get back, I'll put a bullet in you, or something. Those two gonna go out? Yes, they are. What is that? A fire drake. Well, that door is open. Rabbit on Edgar. Okay, we got something. Medical supplies. Okay. Do we have a shot at this? Do it. But close. Close. Yeah. Okay, good. There's another one right there. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just doing a little bit of combat for you, and we're going to end the episode. Holy shit. Get the medical supplies. Is there anything that we can do here? Not that I'm seeing. Not just that. Ow! Oh, we just got flanked. We just got flanked. And I think on that note, I'm going to end it right here. So, yes, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. We are in for a serious tough one. That's for sure. So I do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe down below for more videos like this and of other videos. But until when next we meet, please do be safe, everyone. Bye.